It's a very draftable climb too. So like if you're not at the front, just stay on wheels ahead of you and just keep pressing.
Do we have hey guys, it's Casey. I'm going to pick my parents at the airport here in a second, so I probably won't join the whole time, but do we have a 6 in the pen?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think so. No?
Who's that, Jean?
It's Jean, I'm here.
We're in Lafuga, right? Just confirm.
I'm in the Lafuga. Alan, Casey's here.
I'm not in the pen though, so I'm in the pen, but I'm not racing.
But like, are the Lafuga jersey today, correct?
Yes, Lafuga. Who's it? I forget who the other guy is. He must not have joined Discord, I guess, but that's fine.
We're missing Ted.
Ted, is he in the pen?
I don't know that. He was on here a minute ago on Discord.
Okay. That's good.
He is in the pen, confirmed. All right, so I guess the thing you guys really need to know about the first hill, it starts around 3 to 5% at the beginning. When you get towards the finish arch, you're going to see like a large bluish green thing in the background. It's going to be 8% before it, and it keeps up to 12% afterwards. Just push around it, because once you're around the corner, it flattens back out to 0%. And then from there, it's just like a long, draggy 3 to 5% climb after that. And 3.5% is very draftable. So as long as you're within the group, you'll be fine. But just keep an eye out for any breaks in the group ahead of you.
Yeah, gotta stay in that front half for sure. As breaks form, you don't want to be caught back.
30 seconds. Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everyone.
Okay, good luck. All right, start ramping up. All right, we're going to hang it right here, and it's going to start climbing around 3 to 5%. And right around here, it's going to kick up. Right by the finish arch, it's going to kick up to 8%. And then on the other side, it's going to be 12%. So just get up on the pedals and just push through it. It's a short climb here, and it will be 0% just around the corner. Good work, Rob. You're in good position. All right, so you guys are going to include the long draggy bit. It's going to be a steady 3 to 5% grade up until 1.4 kilometers. So just try and stay in the front half of the group. All right, good work, guys. So stay right behind the wheel behind you. There's you guys trying to push the pace at the front. but they're not going much faster than anyone else. All right, so we're coming towards the top of the climb. It's going to flatten out to 0%. And then we're going to take a right-hand corner. That's when you want to start wrapping up. All right, so this is the top of the climb. Just try and get into a good position right behind somebody. And on his right-hand corner, start to pick up the pace. Right next to that big Japanese building is where to start lining. Start pressing. Drop your power up now. And sprint. Okay, guys, all out. Go, all the way. Push, push, push. Around the corner, you go to the same start. Good work, guys. Great sprinting. So it's maintaining some pressure on the pedals to just close the gap. We're going to be going down a long downhill. It's kind of a rolly downhill section. So as long as you're on some base wheel, this will likely come back together. We have a long ways until the next sprint, which comes at 7.2 kilometers.
You got this, CJ. One push, CJ. Get up there to the next group.
Yeah, just a hard 5-second push. That's all you need. All right, so it looks like the first and second group are going to come back together. Gap is closing. All right, so just a little bit, we'll be coming into this little village. There's a tiny kicker, just so we get into it.
CJ, you're doing awesome, man. You're closing that down. That's awesome.
Good job, CJ. The 2-second gap.
You got it. You're across. You're across.
You're going to walk past the group ahead of you, TJ, so you're going to be in there in a couple seconds. Great bridge. Alright, so TJ's just going to roll through the group, come through with speed. Okay, so this is the village that we're coming up to. Right, you see that there's like kind of a cross street. Right when you get to that point, there's going to be like a small uphill. It's really short, but just be prepared that some people will ramp up effort. All right, so here's the little puncher. All right, so we're about a kilometer from the second sprint. Leaving this village, we're going to be going downhill. So again, to try and position yourself in the front half of this group. The next sprint will be about 8 seconds long. And there is one guy who's trying to go out front. The group is big enough that I think there's going to be enough motivation that you guys will close it.
Alan, are you going for FTS on this one?
Yep.
Okay, so you can build some speed here on the downhill. All right, so a lot of people start wrapping up around here in my race. Start picking up the pace. And you're going to see a little fence on the left. That's when you want to hit your power up and just really go for it. Okay, now it's time to go. Hit the power up and just start sprinting. It's a short sprint. Come on, guys, all the way.
Push all the way power. Big power, Alan. Big.
You can see the finish.
Nice. Getting right through. Boom. Nice one. Nice. Alan's
work,
fourth. David's sixth. Nice. Good job, fellas. Ooh, those are some fast times.
Right? 7 seconds per long.
Sub 7.
All right, CJ, just stay around these wheels ahead of you. That Alan, you're in a really good position right now. So the next sprint doesn't come until 16.1 kilometers. So again, just kind of get into the draft, try and recover as much as you can. The next sprint will be about 20 seconds or 25 seconds long. And it does start downhill. So again, you can build up a lot of speed in the initial part and really get a fast time by doing that. Tobin's not in play. Jean, how do you feel about a downhill sprint?
Yeah, that's better for me.
Yep. All right, let's go for it. So with this one, it starts minus 2%. So if you really just push a hard effort at the beginning, you can build up a lot of speed through the group. And you use your power up about 10 seconds after you begin.
So, you use a power up just past that bridge, that overpass?
It's like halfway down that straight section. I'll tell you when to use it. You'll see the little green banner at the start.
Yeah.
And after about 5 seconds to it, hit your power up. And that'll just help you accelerate a little quicker. Because you have to go 200 meters downhill, and then it veers right, and you have about 200 meters flat. But if you have a lot of speed, you can still make up a lot of time on the flat section, even with less power.
Alan, you hit 1,004 watts on that one. Nice work.
That's huge.
Resting up for the castle one now.
David, you're almost there. Only 963. So you can hit 1,000 next time.
That'll be for castle, right?
Challenge accepted.
I mean, do you have 3 more shots to get it?
One person slightly off the front. Watch the pack start to accelerate a little bit.
Of course, it's the guy from Dirt. So he's going 44k an hour right now. And the pack is going 41. So the people in the front will be, well, I guess there's OTRs already trying to chase him down. Disturb the wheels behind the few chasers.
Yeah, it's just one guy. Just stay in the pack.
And you guys are close on him. The gap is second. There's another Dirt guy going for him. So Scotty to Hottie. Kind of a long range attack, so the next sprint doesn't come for another 5k.
They're opening a little gap here. They got 4 or 5 seconds. They're keeping the pace hard.
Yeah, something about the new draft dynamics, it doesn't really matter how big the group is. It's all about how much effort they're putting in. I'm just surprised that they're going from so far out. So, I mean, his heart rate is pretty maxed out right now. So he's definitely working hard. Greg Welton's trying to close it down.
Ride the wheels, fellas. Ride the wheels. Stay with them.
Yeah, let Vince and the other OTRs try and do all the work. Even though we're technically on the same team, we're still competition today. So only has to stay in the front half of this group.
remember, guys, that more points are on the FTS than on the FAL. So if we'd rather get the high FTS points than high FAL.
Okay, the gap is closing slightly. Greg's doing a lot of work up front. Okay, so going into arcades, we're going to be going around the log corners. If you want to maintain your position, put a little bit more effort on each of the corners here on the outside. So that'll just help you maintain some of your speed. I see you just stay right in that group, stay in the wheels. If you're able to come to the middle of the group, you'll get a better draft there. Maybe less danger of getting off the back. Yeah, good. Right, so hand to the sprint there. And then again, this is downhill sprint. So as we're going up the climb, just stay in the front half of the group. The gap to the front guys is opening a bit, but they're putting in a really big effort. So FTS points would be within our main group. All right, so at 15.3 kilometers, you're going to start climbing. Just round this corner, get ready for a slight incline. You're now 700 meters away from the second, or for the third sprint. So again, this is a longer one. It's about 25 seconds. So the first half is downhill with -%. Second half is flat at 0%. A good way to So as you go around this corner, you're going to see that like purple and pink archway.
One guy going off the front for FAL.
All right. So once you get under this banner, don't hit your power up yet, but start to ramp up your speed. So start pushing, start drafting way through the group, and we'll use your power up in 3, 2, 1. Hit it, and just really push this first section. Build speed. You're gonna go around the corner. It's gonna flatten out. All the way, guys. Come on, all the way. You can finish our crew here. It's like 10 seconds to go. Go, 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 guys. Yell the hills. Push, push. That's for job.
All right, fellas. Not sure we got any of those points, so let's keep going.
Yeah, the next sprint comes up soon. We're going to be going into the castle sprint. This is another short one at 8 seconds. So, Alan, if you want to go for FTS, same with you, David. Just make sure you're behind wheels. Hey, David, you have a good group around you.
You got this, Alan. You'll have a lot of people to rip through on this one.
All right, you're going to see a big U-turn coming up. After you go around that U-turn, that's when you want to start picking up your speed. Right, Dave, right now you're in a really good position. Try and get up, right up to the group right now. You're going to rip through all these people in this sprint. And here's a little U-turn. All right, let's start picking up the speed. All right, start ramping. And hit your power up now and sprint. All the way, David. Do some big power. Let's go for 1,000 watts. All the way, David. All the way. Push, push, push. You got this. You're almost on the sprint. 2 more seconds. Go catch the group ahead of you. Good job, David. All right, so now we have a long drag until we get to the last sprint.
Alan, if you can't catch up with those guys, fall back to Charles Drizza and fall back to CJ Walker, and then maybe fall back both. Well, looks like Charles almost stopped. He's like 50 seconds back now. But he's another big sprinter that you guys could go through with.
All right, Gene, just keep working. You're only 2 seconds behind the group. And remember, it's speed that will close the gap. You have this guy beside you who's going to help you close. The group in front of you is going 44 kilometers an hour. Good job, Gene. Down 3 seconds, you're closing. You're gaining on the group. Are you jumping the Stirk guy's wheel? You're down to 2 seconds. Good job, Gene. You're almost there. 1 more second. Great work, Gene. And Alan, just stay with the group you're with. All right, so we're going to be leaving the city now, and we're going to be going down a good long downhill here. You have a chance to recover. We don't have any climbing until 25 or 23.5 kilometers. So, Alan, it looks like your group is bridging up to the front. Stay right on Ellie Doyle's wheel. We're going to be going to a long downhill section, so if you need to dig a little bit to get to the front group, do it. Push a little hard, just bridge the gap. You got a long recovery coming up. Good job, Alan.
Where'd it go?
So hole figure 8 coming up is downhill. We do have one guy who's trying to push the pace off the front again. Just see how fast it's going. Yeah, there's a few guys trying to push the pace. And surprisingly, it's Team Dirt as well.
Did those front two guys get caught, Jen?
They did, yeah. So right now, Bartlett's in the lead, and he's only 1 second ahead of everyone else. Yeah, I think Dirt's trying to do some like team tactics of just push in the front. All right, so it's only 1 second gap to the front guy now. He's going 52 kilometers per hour. Pack is doing 58, so you guys are going to close it. So the section's going to be largely flat for another 500 meters.
Y'all, good work. Keep it up. I gotta head out. Talk to you guys later.
Thanks, man. Take care.
See you next week. So if you guys at the front try and stretch out a little bit. Going around this corner, we're going to start climbing in just a moment. It's a short climb. It's just around the corner. So just this one section here. It's just a short, maybe like 30-second effort. And if maximum gradient is 5%. So just around the corners, we're going to hit the hardest part of the climb, and then it flattens out again. All right, so just a little bit more around the next bend is where it's going to flatten out. So just keep the pressure going. Nice work, guys. All right, so leading into the final sprint, we did go up like kind of a 2-part climb. First part will be coming in 1.5 kilometers. And then we have about a kilometer flat, and then it pitches up again for 800 meters. The sprint is pretty much at the top of that climb. So the closer to the front of the group you can be, the better chance you're going to be to stay in the group. Immediately following the sprint, it does go downhill again. There will be good recovery following. First, we're hitting the boardwalk right now. There will be a left-hand corner coming up in a moment, which is going to be started with the first climb. This climb is about 400 meters long. So it'll be about a 45-second vert. All right, so start to move your way towards the front half of the group. On this left-hand bend on the mini-map is where it starts climbing. So right around this corner, you're going to start to see some positive gradients. All right, good job, guys. Just around. It's going to flatten out in a moment. Just get around the corner and halfway down this little straight section. Good work, guys. All right, so it's a little flat at this section here. I'm just going to roll around a bit. The next part of the climb is going to start in 400 meters. It'll be just around this U-turn. All right, so again, get ready for the longer part of the climb. This is going to be half mile, so 800 meters. And it's going to pitch up 5%, 3 times total. So here's the first section. Work, everyone. Flattens out and pitch up 6% again. Right here, so again, push a little bit more power. All right, good work, guys. Keep pressing. Stay on these wheels. We're coming up to the final section of this climb. The last little push, just around this like little bend. We're here, to stay around those wheels. You're almost at the top of this climb. You can see at the top of the mat. A little bit more. All right, good work, everybody. Sprint is coming up. You're going to see some waterfalls on the left-hand side of the screen. That's where the sprint begins. Do about 10 more seconds. And this is about a 20-second sprint. So Jean, try and get in that group right ahead of you. Drop your power up now and start sprinting. Great job head. Looking good. Press, guys. This is not a very long sprint. You'll have downhill right after. Dig as hard as you can. You will have recovery. Press across the bridge. It's only a couple more seconds of pain. You will have recovery. Nice work, everybody. Job, Alan. Just keep pressing. Stay on these wheels. We're going to catch the group ahead. You will have downhill to stay in the big part of the drop. Job, Alan. Stay around this guy's wheel in front of you. You're in a great position right now. Same with you, Rob. All right, David, you're in a great position right now. Just stay around those wheels and let them do all the work. So the group is strung out right now. They're just trying to chase down a few people who have gone to breakaway. Surf the wheels. You have a lot of motivated riders in front of you. All right, you guys are getting on the two in the front. They right now only have a 2-second gap. Good job, Alan. Just stay right with the group you're in. And CJ, just get right on these guys' wheels. Press a little bit more, get right into the draft. Just give yourself about 5-second hard effort. You'll be right in there. Good job, CJ.
We got 4 in the few list up here.
That's right. Yeah, so for everyone in the front group, next part of the course is going to roll a little bit. There's going to be a little puncher coming just across this bridge. So you guys won't actually start the climb for another 3 kilometers. But there are 3 sections where you're just going to go up this short climb. Okay, Alan, to stay around the back of this group. You guys are closing in, so just stay motivated, punch up the slow climb. Give yourself a 5-second dig, you'll be right into the draft. Good job, Alan. This next little puncher here. So if any of you are feeling really good, the climbing begins in about 2 kilometers, and you have about 2.6 kilometers of climbing. And the climb is more of like a stair step. So it's going to go from 1% to 4%, back to 1 to 4. And it does that about 10 times. So each little uphill section is short, but you just do a whole bunch of them. I know in my group, in my race, there was a breakaway that started at the beginning of the climb. And again, this whole climb is going to be very draftable. So as long as you're on somebody's wheels, you're going to benefit from it. All right, so get back into the front half of this group. And CJ, just stay around the wheels with these guys. There's 2 behind you who are closing in. You'll have a bigger group to work with. All right, so we have 2 who are trying to push up front. So just get ready for a bit of a surge. Yeah, good job, Todd. Tied you right in there. David and Rob, you're keep following those wheels. If you're able to bridge across to the breakaway, that'd be good. We're going to start the climb in just a moment. Yeah, good job, David. Stay right in there. Right in those wheels. Count to stay right in this group here. We're going to start climbing soon. And this is where the climbing begins. So like I said, it's going to go from 4% to 1% and just kind of vary from 4 to 1 this whole way up until 36 kilometers. For you, those of you in miles, it's about 23.5. This is where the end of this is. Each 4% section is going to be short. Yep, drop Davis, stay right on those wheels. Nice work, Ted. Stay right where you are. Rob, if you're feeling good, you can put a lot of pain on the people behind you. Right now, you have a little bit of a lead. So everyone make them chase. So no one from our group should be chasing Rob right now. Nice work, Rob. You have a 2-second gap right now. Rob, push up this climb. Still got a good gap. Go in 3 seconds. The group behind going the same speed as you right now, Rob. So nice work, Rob. Rob, you have one guy's coming
Yeah, I see.
to the gap from dirt. Catch his wheel. Nice work. This is the steepest part of the whole climb. You've had maybe about a minute and a half left of this climbing, and that's going to flatten out. So just stay strong, stay on the power. It's not much longer. Work, Rob. Two more little punchers and you'll be at the top of the climbs. Continue in good position. All right, so you get around this U bend, and that'll be kind of the top of the climb. Come on, Ted, just stay right in that front group. Keep pressing, Ted. Got 10 G, stay right in there. Around the corner, push another 5 more seconds. Nice work, guys. All right, Ted, fight just a little bit, just make sure you're right on the back of the strap. Nice work. So now we have a flat section, and it's not going to kick up until we get to 39.2 kilometers. Right now, just chance to kind of catch your breath. Get your legs ready for the final. There's going to be a few like little speed bumps, but none of them are very big. And then because of 1 second, the group is bridging. Oh, great. Everyone's back together again. So up, CJ, just 2 more little uphill sections and you'll be at the top of these up little. All right, we have this little dirt section, and in about 200 meters, we're going back onto the road. Great work, Ted. Just stay right with these guys. All right, so coming up, we're going to see the last bridge, and that'll be 39.8 kilometers. This is where you can get a double draft power up. I'll get you to drop power up just before that arc, and you'll pick up another one for the finish. So right now, get some fluids in. Start your legs if you need to. We're heading into the final 2 kilometers of this race. It's about 3 minutes left. We'll be done. Very good work, TJ. I'll invite you to try and stay up in the front part of this little small group. All right, coming up, we're going to be seeing the lap. It's going to be like a little climb just to get to it. So hold your power up for just a moment. Some people are going to start pushing the pace up front. Yep, good job, guys, of bridging. Push a little bit. We're going to see an uphill gradient come at the little fork in the road. We see a little extra road coming in. All right, start to increase your cadence. We're going to be going uphill in just a moment. And get ready to drop your power up. So use power up now. And push your way towards the front of the group. You're going to have the second power up. And there's only 500 meters left in the race. Good job, David. Stay around those wheels. Push, push, push. You're going to get a slightly flatter section on the other side here. And on your right, you're going to see a little road. That's where you start arc this. That's where you're going to drop your power up again and start your sprint. All right, everyone. Good job. Head, drop your power up and start sprinting. We're going uphill. It's going to be a steep uphill finish. Get out of the saddle and just push as much power as you can. It's about 15 seconds left in this race. Come on, David, all the way, all the way. You're looking really good, David. You can hit top 10. Come on, Dave. Push, 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 push. You're almost there. Awesome workout. Okay, Alan, you're going to have, you're going to be coming up to the final a little bit. You have the ability to out-sprint everyone in this group. So when you pass those starting batter, all right, time to get out of the saddle and to sprint. You get about 15 seconds left, Alan. All the way, all the way. Let's see a big sprint from you. You're going way faster than everyone else in your group. Press it. It's going to be a steep climb here, but you're almost finished. 10 more seconds. Come on, Alan. You see the finish arch. Go, go, go. Good job, Alan. All right, CJ, in about 1 kilometer, you're going to be passing through the lapper. And that will be when the final climbs begin. All right, so you just start to make your way a little bit further forward into this group. Yep, right there. Perfect. You have a little uphill section here. Around the chicane, we're going to be hitting a steeper section, CJ, and that's where you want to use your power up. So not quite yet. And use your power up now. And just press, follow the ATP guy ahead of you. Good work to stay right in his draft. Got a little steep section right here. Just stay on his wheels, stay strong. Good work, CJ. Follow Mike. Yeah, about a minute left in this race. Not even.